DC Studios CEO James Gunn and fellow filmmaker Zack Snyder made surprise appearances on this week's episode of Rick and Morty, lending their voices to guest star as over-the-top versions of themselves. "They were good sports," said Rick and Morty exec producer Scott Marder. "Both of those guys sort of implied that this is the show they watch when they have downtime. So they were thrilled to get to be a part of the world, and there was no pushback or bristling. If anything, they laughed at anything we threw at them. There were probably, frankly, even more digs and more silly things we could have used. All they did was laugh it off." Gunn, in particular, was framed as a villain in Season 8, Episode 7, Ricker Than Fiction. Written by Rob Schrab, the episode kicks off with Rick and Morty not happy about the creative direction of their favorite movie franchise, Maximum Velocity. So they head to the Warner Brothers lot, and more specifically, they confront Gunn, the director and producer of Maximum Velocity. When they're not satisfied with Gunn's response, Rick and Morty use Rick's movielizer to rewrite the franchise themselves. In the Warner Brothers cafeteria, Gunn runs into a swole Snyder, and after some Superman ribbing, "Just saw your new cut of Superman," Snyder tells Gunn, and word of advice, he's the Man of Steel, not the man of conversation. "Do more shots of him punching." Snyder tells him all about Rick Sanchez. That's the guy who sealed Christopher Nolan in the giant bookcase to punish him for Interstellar. "He doesn't represent real fans. He's just the smartest man in the universe. Don't sweat it. He can't do what we do." Probably. In the end, Rick and Morty, with the help of Jerry, managed to indeed come up with a better ending, having been sucked into the movielizer and becoming new Maximum Velocity villains. When they die in the movie, Gunn tearfully proclaims, "They did it. What an ending. They outdone the Gunn." Rick and Morty find their way back into the real world, but Gunn steals the movielizer's hard drive and takes it to Warner Brothers. He tells Mr. Brothers, "They cracked the code. This won't just put butts in seats and sell popcorn. It could give people hope. It could save Hollywood. It could change everything." Warner Brothers is impressed and tells his henchmen, "Give this man a sundae." Gunn is then killed by a gun named Sunday. "I'm excited for the fans to get this one," Marder said. "I feel like they're always hungry for classic Rick and Morty episodes, ones that feel like a fun plug-and-play episode of the week. This one feels like it checks that box in a big way, but then has fun surprises." The idea of the movielizer had been floating around the writer's room for a while, Marder said. But initially it was the bookalizer, and revolved around Jerry writing a novel. Then the idea pivoted to movies. Maximum Velocity was dreamed up as a wink at the Transformers and Fast and Furious franchises. "We were like, if we're going to do a movie and we're going skewer Hollywood, we feel like we have to include our bosses," he said. "So we started thinking about Warner Brothers. Who'd be a good face to be kind of the villain here? James Gunn just seemed like such a good choice. We were all pretty sure that whenever Schrab reached out Gunn, he would be 1,000,000% in the middle of doing Superman. But he not only did he respond instantly with a yes, but I think he ran it up the chain at Warner Brothers that same day. We had people on our production side who were like, how is it that James Gunn and Zaslav and all these people already know about this episode? We didn't think it would actually move this quickly." According to Marder, Gunn even made sure to find time to stop by and do his lines in the Rick and Morty recording booth the morning after he finished principal production on Superman.